Oh, how the mighty have fallen. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Chris Cuomo, now formerly of CNN, being fired by the network. Now, if anybody has been paying attention to this channel, to just what's happening with the left, as far as mainstream media, politics, etc., you know how this whole thing goes, and you shouldn't be surprised. Not at all. Why? Because when the left have a use for you, when they can use you for their own purposes to push forward their agenda, to have certain kind of influence, whether it be in politics, whether it be in mainstream media, then they love you. You are the best guy in the world. Okay, they'll gas you up. Remember the whole Michael Avenatti thing? Oh, you can be the president. You can defeat Trump. You're going to save our union. But then when he got in trouble with the whole Nike extortion and the Stormy Daniels thing, and he got locked up, they threw him away. Threw him away. He was on TV for like 200 straight days on every channel, doing all these interviews, doing multiple interviews a day. But then when he got in trouble, when he was of no more use to the left, they threw him away. The same thing is happening right here with Chris, a.k.a. Fredo Cuomo. Why? Let's go back to the whole Andrew Cuomo kerfuffle. Remember, Andrew Cuomo got caught up in the whole Me Too and some allegations of harassment and abuse of young ladies. Well, that whole thing really came to a head, and he had to go as a governor. Then they put another person, I forget her name. Is it Kathy Hochul? I don't know her name. But anyway, so Andrew Cuomo is out as governor of New York. They replaced him. So now he's disgraced. They threw him away. Okay. And the whole thing with Chris is that obviously he is Andrew Cuomo's brother. So when Andrew would come on CNN, Chris would be on there having like a lot of playful banter, had a really big Q-tip, and they're smiling and laughing, talking about mom liked you more. No, mom liked me more. It was a real playful banter on screen for the regular normies. But then behind the scenes, you're getting intel from the governor's seat, allegedly. And during the whole trial, I guess you would say, trial public opinion against Andrew Cuomo as it relates to the harassment charges, you have Chris, his brother, working in his favor, trying to use some of his political leads to see what's going on. Okay. That's really important because that's totally improper. I'm not sure about the legality of that, but it's most certainly unethical when your brother is on a mainstream media network and he's using his connections to try and dig up dirt on the accusers, to try and smear their name to make him look better. That's not right. That's not proper, but that's what happened. I think he kind of owned up to it a while ago, but it's being brought back up now because it makes more sense to bring it up now, considering that there's another allegation from a young lady, but not against Andrew Cuomo, who you would think it would be against. It's against Chris Cuomo from an ABC staffer. I think the staffer worked with Chris Cuomo at one point in time. Now, I'm not sure if Chris was ever on ABC or if the ABC staffer was on CNN, but whatever the case may be, there's an harassment allegation against Chris, the same as it was against Andrew. So you get all kind of things piling against Chris. Okay, first of all, we don't have this connection within the government anymore because your brother is gone. So that's strike one. Strike two, it was already improper to have you guys on there together because you couldn't even cover the allegations against against Andrew. So that was already a problem right there. The general public said, hey, it's not a conflict of interest. What's going on with that? So that's a strike. And then here you are with an allegation. So it's like, what's going on? Your brother's gone. You have an allegation. It was already improper. And on top of that, there was plenty of videos of Chris getting into random confrontations with people on the street, violating all kind of mask and lockdown mandates. It was all kind of problems with Chris. So at a certain point, it kind of reminds me of the whole Colin Kaepernick situation. A lot of people say that Colin Kaepernick has been blackballed from the NFL. And a little side note, I don't think Colin Kaepernick wants to play. Why would you want to play in the sport when you're not really that good? I'll talk about that in a minute. but there's also a risk of you getting some kind of lifelong debilitating injury, some kind of CTE. You want to fly off top of the Empire State Building for like 500 grand a year when you could just be a professional social activist and get paid millions from that without the risk of any kind of lifelong debilitating injury from being out there playing professional football. You see what I'm saying? So he doesn't really want to play. But some say that Colin Kaepernick had been blackballed because of his stance against police brutality and things of that nature. But in reality, Colin Kaepernick did not have enough talent to overcome all the other stuff. See, there's plenty of guys in the league that have the same kind of viewpoints as Colin Kaepernick that say the same things that he does, but their play on the field overshadows their off the field antics. Michael Vick, another example, went to the penitentiary for 2 years for the dogfighting, but still came back and played 9 more years, despite all the protests. Peter was against him. Regular people on the street, normies were against him, but he was still able to play more years in the league. Why? Because he was so talented. His skill overtook the off the field distraction. Okay. Now going back to Chris Cuomo, what skill does he have? How is he going to overcome all this stuff? It's just too much stuff on the table. So they say, okay, you know what? We're going to throw you away. We're going to throw you away. And I fully expect guys like Chris Cuomo to snitch. I want to tell all book. Matter of fact, Chris, if you're listening to me, hopefully you are, maybe one of your friends or family members listening to this, please put a tell all book out. If you do that, I'm going to be the first one in line to buy it. I promise I will. I don't care. It could be 15 pages long. I'm going to spend the $19.99 to go ahead and get your book. Okay. You know, I like books. You see, I got books behind me. It's nothing. I put it right up there too. I want to tell all book. And don't talk about Trump and that's, you know, you've done that to death. You've beat the dead horse of being anti-conservative to death. Talk about your own people. And I think that he would do something like that because he already came out and said that the big boss, Jeff Zucker, knew what he was doing as far as digging up dirt on Andrew Cuomo's accusers. Okay, so the big boss already knew what was going on. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that snitching because these guys on the left, as I close, they don't really have any kind of principles to them. It's like, check it out. If I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing, that's my fault, not anyone else's. I'm not going to drag anyone else down with me. If I get caught doing something, I'm going to be like, you know what? That's my fault. I shouldn't have done it. I apologize. And that's it. I'm not going to say, well, the boss knew it. He knew. She knew. See, that right there, that's the kind of person that Chris Cuomo is. So whatever he's getting, he deserves. He most certainly deserves it. Same thing with his brother. They deserve it. I wonder what's next for him. Are they going to go to a different network? Are they going to start their own network? Is it going to be a podcast? We'll see. But no more CNN for now. And somebody was telling me on a live stream on this channel, one of my live shows where I take calls, somebody was saying, hey, ABL, what if CNN, if they were to be purchased by someone, I forget, because there might be a purchase kind of, pending right now. But what if after their purchase, they rebrand themselves as a kind of centrist or center-right network? Would you watch them? I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to just throw them away like that necessarily because you can change things around. At one point, CNN was a decent network and they changed it for the worst, but they could go the other direction and change for the better. Like a lot of guys listen to and young ladies, at one point they were on the left and they spoke for the left and then they changed. Now they're on the right. So it's all good. You want to change your ways and rebrand, it's fine. But CNN needs to eliminate everyone. Jeff Zucker, the big boss, Donna Lemon, Chris Cuomo, everybody. Give me more of the short I put up with Jake Tapper annihilating China. If you do stuff like that, I'll give you a fair shake. I'll give you a listen to see what's going on. I'll give you a chance. And I think a positive step in that direction is eliminating people like Fredo Cuomo, a.k.a. Chris. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about Fredo being eliminated by CNN? Is it a good thing, bad thing? Does it really matter because CNN is still trash in its current state? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. Who should replace him on a 9 o'clock primetime slot? I saw Brooke Baldwin, who is not on CNN anymore. I didn't even know that. I saw her in a CNN clip recently, but she's gone. Anyway, I saw her say that it should be a woman. I mean, who should take that slot? Does it really matter until we can just kind of reform the network in total? You see, because you could put a lipstick on the pig, it's still going to be oinking. You know, it's still going to be bacon on a breakfast table on a brisk Sunday morning. It's still going to be there. It's not really going to change. You got to change the core of the network to get better results, at least in my humble opinion. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.